The game industry is huge. Video games take in more money a year than Hollywood does at the box office. Tens and tens of billions of dollars. You can basically play games anywhere, and any place you can play games, people do play games. There were some early efforts, Willie Higginbotham's Tennis for Two in the mid-60s. But really, the history of the video game industry starts with Nolan Bushnell and Pong. Bunk, bunk, bunk. Then there's this legendary crash. The entire industry imploded. You got E.T. cartridges buried in the desert, all those famous stories. And then Nintendo focused on the home versus the arcade. Video games took off again, and they've never stopped growing since. And when I got into game development, it was a closed shop. You needed a publisher to take a chance on you, a publisher to fund it. It was going to cost tons and tons of money, and it took us years of begging different people before somebody would take a chance on us and send us dev kits. When I was making a text adventure in 2000, I literally taped a paper clip to my pinky because just to keep my pinky shaped right. So I was hitting the semicolon so many times. Today, that's all changed. Any computer that you can buy in a store today can make good video games. With tools like Unity, Game Maker, Unreal on the high end, it's more like the barrier to entry is I have to have an awesome idea, I have to be willing to work super hard. We've seen this incredible flowering of amazing independent games across every single genre you can imagine. The last couple of years, we've seen a lot of games explore narrative in a really new and interesting way. So we've seen games like The Stanley Parable, Cart Life, a game called Papers, Please, Gone Home, where you don't fight anything, you don't kill anything, you're exploring an empty house in Portland and trying to figure out what the hell happened. What we're seeing on the horizon in the next 8 to 12 months is we're seeing games that are probably going to be pairing that level of narrative with a really deep level of agency and interaction. Whatever you're into, the chances are there's an indie game creator who's making that kind of game, and if there isn't, you can go be that creator and go make that game. I saw these two girls had made this game that looks like an NES game, and the game is called Tampon Run, actually, and it's a game about destigmatizing periods, which is not a subject that a team in Kyoto or Osaka in 1985 probably would have tackled. But we've matured so much as an industry from the times when we had to tell these really trite stories to now we're able to tell challenging stories. You aren't just creating a moment-to-moment opportunity for experience or for your thumbs to do something. You're doing it all. You make this structure of how this world works and what can happen in this world, and then you literally hand it over to somebody who you're not there with, and you're like, go, enjoy. With our program, we give developers free dev kits. They don't have to pay anything to ship the game. Thus far, we've gotten dev kits out to around 600 different studios. So it's actually more than we had registered developers in Xbox 360 in its whole lifespan. I don't know where the next most exciting game is going to come from. Maybe it's from Activision, maybe it's from a 12-year-old who just downloaded Game Maker yesterday and we're going to see it in 6 years. We want to make sure that when a player turns on his or her Xbox, they have access to the broadest, raddest array of content on Earth. And of course that includes all the big games, Halo, Battlefield, Call of Duty, but if you're not including independent games in that mix, you're missing some of the most exciting games out there. This isn't a fad, this isn't a bubble, this is the birth of a new medium, not just a super legitimate cultural medium and artistic medium, but maybe the most interesting, cool, artistic cultural medium that's ever existed.